Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Football Manager 23 beta save with Manchester City. Now how have we got on? We've gone very, very well. Things have been fantastic. We are 7 points clear at the top. Liverpool with a game in hand, but still 7 points clear. And we're doing pretty well in all the other competitions as well. So let's quickly jump at how things have gone previously. And then we'll get into today's game against Liverpool in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. First game back in the Premier League against Brentford after our Champions League victory against Lazio, and it was a 2-0 win. A lovely goal by Camavinga set things off, and we took it in our stride. And then in the next one, it was a 3-0 win against Palace, so we did even better this time around. Haaland did miss a penalty, but a De Bruyne free kick and a couple more goals late in the game settled things for us, and it was a very comfortable victory in the end, but a great run and goal by Moukoko. We matched it in the FA Cup against Fulham, a 3-0 win, and it was a Moukoko show this time. Haaland was rested, so it was Youssoufa Moukoko having the bearing on his shoulders to get the win, and he took it in his stride. It was 3 goals, a hat-trick. Moukoko with the first one there on his left foot, then the second one came almost moments later from Nets, bombing down this left-hand side, where Moukoko was able to tap it in, and then finally, again, we wrapped things up in the first 15 minutes, Moukoko's penalty to seal the deal. We then demolished Hull in the next game, 5-0 win here, absolute destruction, keeping that form going, and still another clean sheet, Ruben Dias firing it in for our first goal. We then took that form into the Champions League first leg against Liverpool, where in fact they had 2 players sent off either side of half-time. We did take the lead through Haaland, so it was a 1-0 lead in the first 20 minutes. Then they had Konate sent off, and then following that, it was half-time. They scored with Virgil van Dijk, and then a straight red card, I think it was Harvey Elliott, who got sent off, led to a bit more control for us in the second half. It did take a little bit of time to us finally break them down to get the lead again, but Nets was able to dink that across for Jude Bellingham. Then we doubled our lead only 5 minutes later to make it 3-1, and it was Nets who drove forward this time, finding João Cancelo, whose long-range effort was helped in by Alisson. Finally, the game between the Liverpool Champions League matches was a 5-1 win against Newcastle. Very comfortable. And of course, as always, Haaland getting on the score sheet. So there you have it. We've been phenomenal in the last few games after our Lazio win. And we've kind of already settled the title, not to say things too early. So we can kind of focus a little bit more on the Champions League and FA Cup, where we've got Everton in the semi-final as well, which will probably come and play in the very next episode. So we'll take on Liverpool today, and then we'll hang around. Well, I was going to say hang around in Merseyside, but it will be at Wembley in London, so it doesn't really count. But with that said, let's get into today's game. There will be hopefully a couple of transfers that I'm still working on to bring in over the summer. So they're being worked on as we speak, but you'll get an update on those at the end of the season, I'm sure, if we go into another season before the end of the beta. Otherwise, you don't really need to know, do you? It doesn't really matter because we're focusing on the Champions League now. This will be the team we're going to set out with initially. We've still got our 4-3-3 control possession. Ederson in goal, Cancelo, Luka Netz at fullback, John Stones, and Ruben Dias at the back. Then we've got Rodri just in front, De Bruyne, Bellingham, Bernardo Silva, Giovanni Reina on the left-hand side, who's been very good, and then Erling Haaland up top, 49 goals in 43 games. Can't argue with that. We have a couple of injuries to Camavinga and Moukoko, so they're out for this one. But I think we've got enough on the bench to really be able to settle things. And I think getting that 2-goal lead initially at home is very, very important. And they will be out without a couple of players, so who should be quite important for them, as they've got Tariq Lamptey, who they signed in January, Joe Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Thiago Soler, Trent Alexander-Arnold playing further forward, which is an interesting move. I guess maybe that's why they signed Lamptey. He's playing in centre midfield. Yeah, I mean, that's what a few people have been saying that he should be playing, because defensively he's maybe not quite so good. But we will see indeed. It's a big game, but I'm feeling pretty confident, to be fair. We've been on the form of our lives at the moment, and hopefully that run continues into the game against Liverpool at Anfield. That's not good. I was hoping we'd we'd have been able to defend that corner, but we haven't. And Virgil's just nodded that one in. Harvey Elliott with the delivery. There's Virgil van Dijk at the near post, just heading it home. They've played us at our own game there. Now is it our time to shine? Bernardo Silva at the near post. John Stones. This time Alisson matches it. He's able to grab on after his mistake in the last leg. It was a bit of a shocker, wasn't it? That it came in, it kind of ricocheted off him and fell into the corner. But he's taking his time here, which is strange. Alisson Becker looking long, though. Can we deal with it? João Cancelo heads away, but Bernardo Silva's not quite close enough as Robertson is getting there. But he tracks back, works hard. We've gone attacking because we've had a bit more possession. I tend to do that with games where we're kind of getting the more of the possession, just because I feel like we've got that ability to really push teams. Might not be perfect against Liverpool because they're very much a counter-attacking side who can kind of hurt you on the break. But we might as well try and push for stuff if we're in the ascendancy, because otherwise we're just going to be sat back waiting for them to counter on us, which isn't ideal. A few of our boys aren't playing the best today, which isn't excellent. I think we will drop it back to positive, actually, because we've kind of lost that control of the game. It's Harvey Elliott stepping up for this free kick. He shoots. He trickles the top of the net with that one. So pretty close, but we are reaching half time now. So we should be able to hopefully get into half time with things just being 1-0 down, which is fine. That's not a problem. The real score is 3-2, and that's the one that really matters. I think we will take Bernardo Silva off because he's not been great. I think Kivy will come on that right-hand side for now. De Bruyne has not been fantastic of late, to be quite honest. I've been a little bit disappointed with his form, but he's Kevin De Bruyne. You can't really not play him because he will just come out with things that will make goals, score goals, all that stuff. So we do keep him in the side for that reason. João Cancelo with the throw-in on this right-hand side. Okay, here we go. Can we make something happen from this? John Stones looking back to Ederson, who's got plenty of time on the ball. Can make a nice decision to play it back to John Stones, who's going to look inside to De Bruyne, around the corner to João Cancelo, who's had to take a touch back and kind of got a little bit stuck there. But we're going to try and work it again, but this time it goes to Jude Bellingham instead. And then Kivy back to De Bruyne, who looks on that overlap of João Cancelo, who's driving forward into the box. Can he find Haaland? He sure has. And that's just a goal. That's just what he does. It's his 50th goal of the season. And it's a lovely bit of football, isn't it? Around the corners, the moving inside by Kivy to create that space for João Cancelo, where De Bruyne is able to play that out wide to him. He's able to bomb down that right-hand side, and there's plenty of room there. I don't know who's that, Gomez. I don't know where Gomez is going and running off to, but I would be fuming if that was any of our boys. But it's not, and we're 1-1 again. Can we get the lead? Can Nets deliver and put it on someone's noggin at the near post? Haaland's going up for it. He does manage to get his head on it. It's saved. And then Giovanni Reyna's there to head home. It looks like it might be seen as offside. I don't think it is, though, because the linesman's not got his flag up. And that's normally the rule, right? I think that's what everyone's already worked out. Let's see if that's correct. Yeah, it is. I don't know what that would have been. Maybe a foul or something that they were checking. But Giovanni's 10th goal of the season. He's been very good. He has been very, very good. I think he's been kind of our dark horse, really. Whenever he's played, he's contributed to some extent and has caused issues for other teams. With 20 minutes to go, let's look to change things. João Cancelo looking a bit injured there, so we'll happily put Kyle Walker on at right back. That's not a problem. Erling's a little tired. Jude will bring you off for Phil. He can slot in there, swap him over with Kevin. And Rodri will bring him off for Calvin Phillips, who's one of the best tacklers from the midfield in the game, as Harvey Elliott tucks that one away to level things up. So we're not making it easy for ourselves. Not perfect, but that's fine. What happened then? Alisson Becker, a long ball forward. Are we saying... I don't quite know what's happened there. João Cancelo is so far back compared to everyone else. Maybe that's because of his injury. He's feeling it a bit. So it's a good job we are taking him off. But, oh crikey, I think we might have we could kind of get away with this if we manage to hold on. As Cater's bursting into the box, he shoots. It hits. I don't know if Elliot deflected off Elliot more than him striking the ball. Hits one of our players, then bounces over the bar and lands on the roof of the net. As Harvey Elliott then delivers another ball in. Edison this time comes out and claims and takes control of the situation. Excellent stuff. 10 minutes to go. I think what we'll do is we will take Erling off. I don't like it when he gets that low because it just worries me he's going to get injured. Cole Palmer will come on up top. That is absolutely fine. And that'll be it for the substitutions in today's game, as it looked like we were having a corner there. But I will drop it down to just cautious for the final few minutes. No need to push everyone forward now, as we've got kind of everything under control as it hits full time. So we are through the quarterfinals into the semi-finals of the Champions League. We are absolutely on fire. 5-3 on aggregate. It looks like Lyon beat Man United as well, so that's a great win for them, as Haaland and Giovanni Reina were able to get the 2 goals needed for us to go through there, and we're looking fine. Let's take a look. Oh, this is one of the players I was looking at, Soppy. I mean, other than the name being fantastic, Brandon Soppy, French fullback from Atalanta. We wanted to look at a younger right back. I'm not sure I'm going to go for him, though, because I was thinking we could go for Tino Livramento, who's English as well, which would feel like our kind of bracket that we need. So I don't think I'm going to go for him in the end. But 90 million from the Champions League, lovely. We are taking on Lyon in the semi-final, so not to jinx it, but it is in our favour to get to the final. And could we win Man City their first Champions League? We've also looked to sign... Oh, there you go. Giorgio Scalvini will be joining us at the end of the season. Another young centre-back from Atalanta. Italian. He's very good. He's very, very good. 6'4", so he's a bit of a giant. Pacey. He's got good mentals, determination, concentration, decisions, composure. So he's going to be on the ball. Fantastic. Passing's 13, so not incredible, but we can work on that. That's not a problem. And you can also play slightly further forward in centre midfield if we need him to. We've also got Endrick obviously coming in, as we know. He'll be phenomenal. And then Gavin Bazunu is another player that I've decided that we're going to bring in. We've got that 40 million clause in his contract, so he will be coming in. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan. We've obviously put a bid in and everything for him, but he'll be our backup goalkeeper, because as much as I like Scott Carson, Stefan Ortega and Zach Steffen, they're just not that great. Zach Steffen's okay, to be fair. He's all right, but he's 29 now, and having a kind of young protege to come in for Edison, who is 30 at the end of the day, I think would be great. And Gavin Bazunu is that player. We had that option to bring him back, and we're going to do that a couple of seasons in to his development. So that is absolutely fine. But we have also got the Everton game, so we will jump to that in the next episode. So we've got a potential final coming up as well, and then we'll obviously then be back for the Lyon game, and God knows what we do next after that. But with that, we will leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and of course, I will catch you in the next one.